Hey Dabbles, I hope this video finds you and your families safe and healthy. So today I'm really excited to share with you some work from my friends over at Reiki Works LA. So recently she had actually shared a reading that really resonated with me because there were so many different pieces of wisdom, sprinkled throughout it, and I just really enjoyed it. So I asked if she'd be kind enough to let me share it with you guys, and she was open to it. So this video is going to be a reading for you guys. So the way that this is going to work is right after I stop speaking, Kindall is actually going to do an introduction, and at the end of that introduction, she's going to ask you to choose a deck of cards. There's a yellow one and there's a blue one. And you're going to choose your deck of cards, and if it's the yellow one, you're just going to continue watching. If you choose the blue one, I've actually put a graphic at the end of the introduction to let you know where to go to if you chose the blue card. Now, I will say I actually cheated and watched the entire video because I thought there was a lot of really great wisdom that was sprinkled throughout it, and it really resonated with a lot of the stuff that we're going through right now. So I would highly recommend definitely figure out what your reading was and listen to that, but you should go back and actually watch the other one as well because there's a lot of really great information in there that may resonate with you as well. Thank you to Kindall and Reiki Works LA for allowing me to share this with you guys. And you guys, make sure to follow her on her social handles because she's offering a lot of great free content, great sound baths you can listen to as you're going to bed. And right now she's offering remote and FaceTime readings and Reiki work. So, even if you don't live in the LA area and right now while we're in quarantine, since we can't see each other, you can do it remotely. So make sure to check out her social handles and her website at ReikiWorksLA.com.
Hi guys, I had some requests to do some more readings. I was really excited to find out it was helping people. So before I get started today, I wanted to just share that even though people like myself that do this work, we still get really frustrated and angry and go through all the emotions. I lost 3 jobs that I was juggling. I was an area manager for a company and doing some other jobs that didn't survive COVID. But I'm not getting unemployment due to an issue from 2 years ago. I'm not getting the stimulus because the IRS can't find me in the system. So my point being is not to say, oh, woe is me. It's to say, when these things start happening and you feel that frustration and anger starting to come up, just take this time to see what's beyond that. What is this bringing up for me? Anger, frustration, what's beyond that? Oh, feeling like I don't matter, feeling like people don't see me, feeling like I'm getting lost in the system. And I was saying, okay, so not only am I concerned about my financial well-being, there's something else there. There's all those auditions I went on and then just never heard anything. That's painful. All the relationships, all the family relationships where those similar things of not being heard, not feeling like I could have my voice, especially now with all these phone lines, there's no one there. So it's bringing up stuff for all of us. So just be really gentle with yourself. And I just want to take this moment to say how I was saying, people that do this work, we have our little toolbox. Mine has always been guided meditation. If you can't sit still, I'm somebody that lacks a lot of focus. So for me, just sitting still and being silent can be difficult. So I use guided meditations. And I just want to say, look up Jason Stevenson on YouTube. It's S-T-E-P-H-E-N. And he's been doing free meditations for years. And if you're just feeling overwhelmed, take that 5 to hour, however long it takes, and just try to get a meditation. That's just one place to start. And also addressing what's triggering you and just taking the opportunity to go, oh, wow, okay. Because shining a light and awareness on what is really coming up for us is the surefire way to finally get rid of it as a pattern that's running in our lives. Okay, so now I want to do one other little thing before I get started on the readings today. I try to read for myself, and if you talk to any psychic reader, channel, medium, a lot of times when you try to do it for yourself, it does not work. So, I have a lot of time on my hands, and I've been really standing in solidarity and not leaving this house. I know a lot of people are getting together and doing things, and I just have really, really been steadfast in staying here alone. And I think it's a great opportunity too, to just learn about yourself and be okay being alone. So that said, there are times where I try to entertain myself, and I was trying to do a reading for myself, which is usually somewhat futile, but I did it anyway. And the card I got was Unexpected Visitor. And I'm like, Okay, no one's coming over here because I won't let anybody come over here. And I'm not going anywhere. And then I thought, oh my God, what kind of unexpected visitor? I'm like, these are weird times. Are we talking about like an alien's gonna come visit me in the night, like a ghost, which is like my worst fear? So I was like, I gotta look this card up because I usually don't actually look at the book or what the book says about these cards. And I wanna share with you what it says. Okay. Detours, surprises, and paradigm shifts. Expect the unexpected. No matter how detailed the plans are, or how clear the road ahead you believe to be, there are times when the best laid plans are struck by unforeseen circumstances. At first, detours may seem inconvenient, but a surprise turn of events signals that the adventure of life is beginning, and it's beginning to get interesting. No one can plan for synchronicity, for fate, or for destiny to meet, except spirit. And spirit knows how to comprehend it, but we might not for now. Life is full of surprises, so stay on your toes and enjoy this exciting new adventure that you weren't expecting. There's a plan for your life. It just may not match up to your agenda. So I thought that was really sweet. And although it's very difficult for me to read for myself, I thought maybe this card was for all of us. Okay. So, God, we might have to do this in 3 parts, but here are my decks for today. You may be familiar with this one. We talked about it last time. And then we've got this one. It's the Mermaid Deck. So if there's guys watching this and you're like, oh, it's a Mermaid Deck. It's okay. They're really hot, sexy girls on this Mermaid Deck. Okay, so take your second to choose which pile you want. And then I might have to actually stop this and do it into 3 little chunks. So take a deep breath, get centered, pick a deck, and I'll be right back. Okay, did you pick your deck? All right, well, we're gonna start with this deck. Now, last time we talked about how the yellow is like your solar plexus chakra, which is all about empowerment, and how the purple in here is all about connecting to your 6th chakra, which is your intuition and trusting your instincts. But today, I'm feeling a little different about this card. Today, in the center of this card is a picture of Archangel Michael. He is the sword bearer. He has this gigantic sword. He's this gigantic angel, and he is our protector. He's our savior, and he cuts our ties to past people, events, situations, or thought patterns that are no longer serving us. So if you chose this deck today, and there's a great big sun around this circle, and the sun is always about our creativity, new beginnings. So I really think if you chose this deck, it's time for you to really cut some energetic cords with either past relationships or things in your life that are no longer serving you, and you're ready to move on to the things that are for your greatest and highest good. This is the perfect time to do that. So let's see what cards come up. And hopefully that just beginning part resonated with you. Priorities. Well, the first thing I have to say is, as a priority, I think that is something that we should all be doing, is making our peace with people from our past, or even family members. Not necessarily that we always have to cut ties with those people, but it's cutting the unhealthy habits and patterns we have within those relationships and with ourselves. Forgiveness is a great place to start. It's a great priority. Forgiving ourselves, forgiving our parents, forgiving our boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and looking at people from the perspective of, I haven't walked in their moccasins. That's a Native American Indian saying. And I live my life that way. I don't judge people or their reactions because I have not walked in their moccasins. I haven't lived life in their shoes. So it's taking a minute to step back. And if you're triggered by someone or something, or even yourself and your own emotions, really taking a minute to go, what were the steps that were taken to get there? Or what was the person living through that got them to this moment? And maybe that's why this is happening this way. So that's what first comes to my mind with that priority card. I want to say that right away. See the other person's point of view. So this reading is really about relationship and being compassionate. You know, I think if we are in an argumentative situation, sometimes the best thing to do is, instead of reacting, is to go, what's really going on? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Because I'm concerned about you. And the goddess of compassion, which is Kuan Yin, she stands like, let me do this, like this, which is sort of receiving and giving at the same time. So it's almost like saying, here, put your pain here. Put it there. Let's look at it. Oh, that makes more sense why you're getting angry or why this is upsetting me. And now I'm able to receive what you're saying in a different way, giving and receiving. So priorities, seeing the other person's point of view. I think that would be a priority right now, is really seeing another person's point of view. Okay. Spiritual law of attraction, interesting. Peace offering. Let's see what else we got here. And take charge of the situation. Well, not only do I feel like this is about relationships with others, I feel like it's the relationship to self. Offering peace to yourself in times of struggle and confusion. Now, when you talk about meditation, some people shy away from meditation because they're like, they hear the word, you're going to be silent for a certain amount of time. And what's interesting to me about the word silence, how often are we really in silence? Because I know with myself, when I sit to try to be in meditation, it's anything but silent. There's so many thoughts in my mind, in our minds, that are just going. And that's the whole process of meditation. You let that happen. You don't judge it, and then eventually it goes away. But maybe if you think about it as, I'm going to sit in peace, finding the space of peace. Because to me, the word peace is more of a feeling. So a lot of people are saying right now, let's get silent. Let's be quiet. What if we just find that place of peace? Because people, I feel like they struggle with the word silence. And it's just, you know, changing a word. It's just changing your perspective. So take charge of the situation. Like I said, if those things that are triggering you are coming up strongly, even if you just have to write down, okay, whoa, I'm getting really angry, or I'm getting really sad. A lot of times if I think I'm angry, what's behind it is sadness. And when you just actually really give yourself a moment to process sadness, because we're going through incredible loss right now, but we also have the opportunity for incredible gains. But when we don't understand what's going on with our emotions, we kind of go, oh God, I don't know. And we stay in whatever funk that is. So even today, I had to like pull myself off the ledge, get into a meditative, peaceful state, and shift. And that, my friends, is a priority. Okay, so, and law of attraction. Law of attraction, you know, it's starting to be repetitive and people are hearing about it a lot. So then they're starting to kind of like eyes glaze over when they hear it. And I don't want to ignore this card, but when you are in that peaceful state, when you are in the beautiful state, rather than the suffering state, which is always a choice, it's just sometimes difficult to get there, we do attract different things, right? So not that that's a goal, because that's kind of putting pressure on yourself, but maybe just a time to be in observance of how you feel, what you're attracting, what happens, the synchronicities when you are in that beautiful state of relaxation, that peaceful state. Does the phone ring from someone you've been missing? Do you get an idea about something? That's the law of attraction at work. Okay, so that's your reading for that deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, part 2, or actually part 3 today, the Mermaid Deck. And now guys, I don't want you to shy away from the Mermaid Deck. Nobody's probably watching you right now. So if you want to pick this one, you can pick this one. And mermaids are sexy anyway, little sirens. First off, by looking at this deck, it is this beautiful blue. I'm an ocean girl, so I'm very attracted to this deck. And we've got the moon shining a light on things in the darkness. We've got, what do I want to say about this card? Well, we've got the ocean there, right? And I'm a surfer. And I'll tell you one thing, surfing is the most spiritual, zen thing I have ever done in my entire life. Because every time you go into the water, there's a lesson. And that is you're completely giving over to the natural forces. You are completely giving over to the ebb and flow. And you know you're at risk every time you're out in the water. And that's kind of where we are right now. We have to give over to the natural ebb and flow. And here's a little thing about surfing. When I first started, nobody taught me about wiping out or how to duck dive or turtle roll, which means your way to go under when a wave is coming at you that's unexpected, like what we're dealing with now, and no one tells you how to handle it. You're unprepared. When I first started surfing, I was unprepared for those giant waves. So I would get caught up in those waves and I would almost drown because these waves are stronger than I am in this moment, or they seem so. And I'm out of control. So your natural instinct is to flail and gasp for air and get panicked. But that only drags you down deeper. That only causes you to potentially drown. The only way to surf effectively, live effectively, is to get still and let it ride over you. Without panic, with acceptance, knowing that wave will go over you. And when you feel instinctively it is safe to come up for air, or when you really need a breath, you come up. So when I learned that lesson, everything in my surfing changed. So if we can do that in life, if we can let that wave go over us as we come into silence, into center, and let it pass over us without struggle, without resistance, it's a much softer, smoother ride. Okay, so now let's get into this deck. So if that made any sense to you, then you picked the right deck. Okay, so let's see what is coming up here. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Let's see how that, see what I want to make that. What is that going with here? You're being helped. So no matter what it looks like on the outside, folks, that ebb and flow of nature is more powerful than we know. How do we know what's happening isn't better, right? How do we know that that next wave, it could look flat AF, and then all of a sudden this beautiful wave comes and you ride it and everything lines up, right? What if that's right around the corner? Yes. Make a decision. Interesting. Music for manifesting. This is going to be tough to tie together, but I have faith in myself. Playtime. Okay, I know where I'm going to go with this. And it's really fun. And make a wish. Okay, guys, here's the thing. Oh, yep, this is where I was going. The dolphin. See there, it says break free. We're all in it, man. This is crazy. But if we choose that beautiful state, like I had said about the other deck, I don't know if you watched that one. The dolphin represents playfulness and fun, the lighter side of life, helping one another, pods, being in pods, right? Our little Zoom meetings. Have fun with this moment if you can. Any way you can. Playtime, right? Play, listen to music, get up and dance, music for manifesting. Hey, I always wanted a musician my whole life. I have 2 guitars. My mom bought me one, a friend gave me one. I'm obsessed with them. They're absolutely my prized possession. I have a little bit of difficulty, but I found my way and I got sound bowls. And now I can make music in sound bowls and also heal. So if you've always wanted to create something and you thought you couldn't do it, find another way. Get creative. Do that thing. Yes. And make a decision. Make the decision to get out of your frustrated moments quicker. Make a decision to do something about it. Make a decision to find the fun. And make a wish. I think taking time every day to make a wish for how you want it to be. When the curtain is lifted, or whatever we want to call this, and we're all back to normal and there's a new normal, what does that mean? What does that even mean? What is your wish? What is your wish for the world the way it looks? Take a moment to really feel that and picture it. Because there is a collective consciousness. And if we all choose to make a wish for a better world, I do believe it's possible. Thanks, guys. I hope it helped. Have a great day.